Hey, what's going on, Who That Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast. And for a few minutes, I want to talk a little bit about Rob Gronkowski being traded from the New England Patriots for a fourth round pick. And I want to talk about will Leonard Fournette come home and play for the Saints? But anyway, let's talk about Rob Gronkowski. Now, so many people in the Who That Nation, they wanted me to talk about Rob Gronkowski and what I thought about Rob Gronkowski coming to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, playing in the NFC South with Tom Brady. But first, I got a treat for you, Who That Nation. I went out and I got some of the top analysis that you are ever going to hear. This person telling you what he thinks about Rob Gronkowski being signed by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hey, Packy. Look, I want to know, what do you think about Rob Gronkowski being signed by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Exactly. I mean, I feel the same way. I don't think that they're going to win a division anyway. Exactly, Packy. I feel like the Saints are still going to win the division. What about you? What you think about that? You think the Saints still going to win the division, buddy? Exactly. That's all I want to know. Thank you very much, man. You've been very helpful, buddy. That's right. My son, the Packy Man. Paxton giving his take about what he thought about Rob Gronkowski signing with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I have to say, I agree with my boy. Okay, I agree with him. I feel like it's not going to matter. Tampa Bay is still not going to win a division. Okay, they can go out here and try to turn themselves into the New England Patriots, or in this case, the old New England Patriots. But it's not going to matter because the Saints are still a better team. The Saints still have a lot of weapons. They still got a lot of talent on the team, and it's going to take a lot more than Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski to come through in order for them to win the division. Look, I understand what Rob Gronkowski can bring. I mean, this guy is one of the best tight ends to ever play the game. This guy was a part of the all-decade team, the first 100 years of the NFL. I mean, he's a multi-time Super Bowl champion. When he does retire, he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's a really good tight end, man. But at the same time, the Saints have a lot more talent than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I still don't feel like Rob Gronkowski is the Rob Gronkowski he was back in the day. I still feel like he has something left in the tank. I will concede to that, but it's not going to be enough. And I think a lot of people aren't giving Bill Belichick any credit. I think they look at Tom Brady and they're like, okay, they got Tom Brady. And then they look at Rob Gronkowski and be like, yeah, okay, now we cooking. But you have to understand that Bill Belichick was a key component to the success of the New England Patriots and even the careers of Rob Gronkowski and Tom Brady. Because, number one, he drafted those guys. And number two, he put them in positions to succeed. So to think that they can just bring those guys down to Tampa, and Bruce Arians, who is not like Bill Belichick changes his offense and his defense week to week, depends on the team that they're playing. Tampa does not do that. Tampa runs the same type of scheme week after week, defense week after week. So, excuse me, I don't think that it's going to matter who they get. The Saints are still a better team, so I don't think it's going to matter. It's not going to affect the team. It's not going to affect the way the Saints draft anybody. The Saints aren't going to lose any sleep. I feel like the Saints are still going to draft the players that they want to draft, and it's going to be very interesting in the South. And now we move on to Leonard Fournette. Leonard Fournette possibly being signed by the New Orleans Saints. Now, this question comes from a member of the Who That Nation, wanting me to talk about Leonard Fournette. Could he sign with the Saints? And this comes from a story that came out that Leonard Fournette was on a trading block for the Jacksonville Jaguars. It turns out that they were upset that he was lobbying for Cam Newton to possibly be signed by the Jacksonville Jaguars. They didn't like that. I guess they like Gardner Minshew, and they don't want to mess with his confidence. And they felt like the comments of Leonard Fournette was not helping the confidence of Gardner Minshew, and it could possibly draw a wedge in between the organization and possibly, wedge between the two players, Fournette and Minshew. I don't know. But the question is, will he come home and play for the Saints? It's simple. No. He is not coming to the New Orleans Saints. He is not going to play for the New Orleans Saints. And honestly, I may make a lot of people upset by this, but I don't want to see Leonard Fournette with the New Orleans Saints. I don't want to see Leonard Fournette with the New Orleans Saints because I never really been that big of a Leonard Fournette fan. And before people, fall out their chairs and, all shocked and like, what? Huh? What? You ain't seen him play? That boy a beast. Look, I get all that. I understand. But hear me out. Leonard Fournette, to me, is not a player that I think cares about being great. I mean, I look at him in college and I look at him in the pros, and what I see is a guy that was just physically imposing and a guy that can be dominant on any level, college, professional, and I feel like he phoned it in. At LSU, when he was playing against Auburn, South Carolina, Tennessee, he was running wild, running guys over, embarrassing guys. Ole Miss, same thing. But when it was time to play teams like Alabama and other teams that were part of power conferences, I don't feel like he ran that hard. And I feel like this last year at LSU, he kind of phoned it in. Now, I'm not dumb, and I understand that college football is a scam to these players, that these colleges get millions upon millions of dollars, and if these players get hurt, they get absolutely nothing, and they lose their opportunity at making millions of dollars in the NFL. So I get that, but at the same time, I just feel like he just really didn't care. And when I look at him in the league, I don't even hear him being talked about among great running backs. Like, I don't even hear Leonard Fournette name coming up. I mean, you hear Saquon Barkley, you hear Ezekiel Elliott, you hear Ty Gurley, you hear Kareem Hunt, you hear Alvin Kamara, you hear Le'Veon Bell. I mean, you hear guys like that, but you don't even hear about Leonard Fournette. And I feel like that's sad because he has all the tools to be an all-time great. He could be the next Adrian Peterson. But I just feel like he cares more about getting paid. I feel like he cares more about, probably looking good, going back home, than he actually cares about winning football games and being mentioned among the greats. And for that, I say no to him joining the New Orleans Saints because, like Mike Singletary says, I want winners. I want people that want to win. I want people that care about winning. And it's not about making a whole bunch of money. Well, yes, it is. But at the same time, something deep down inside of you, something that can't be taught, something that can't be given to you. And that is the ability and the want to be great. And I see that in players around the National Football League. And I don't even have to hesitate when I say their names. But when I mention Leonard Fournette, I have to raise an eyebrow and wonder how bad he wants it. And because of that, I don't want to see him in the New Orleans Saints uniform. I hope he can turn his career around, and I hope that he proves me wrong with these words that I'm saying right now. But right now, I'm going to be honest with you. In comparison to what everybody thought he was going to be and what he is now, I have to say that Leonard Fournette is looking like a bust. But I would love to hear from you. What do you think about Rob Gronkowski joining the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? And what do you think about Leonard Fournette possibly playing for the Saints? Comment down below, like and share this video. This has been the State of the Saints podcast. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com. Search The State of the Saints podcast. Facebook.com. Search The State of the Saints podcast. And thank you very much for those that submit questions to the State of the Saints podcast. We're going to do a Saints Q&A really soon. I want to give a special shout out to Akeem Kimber, my guy Mike Roberts, Toddy Abear, and Jack David, who decided that he is going to start a Saints YouTube channel, man. So congratulations to you. Good luck to you, man. If you need me, you can always hit me up. I would love to be a part, of your show from time to time. And, I just want to wish you luck, man. Like, if you're a fan and you're passionate about the team, man, go for it, man, and give it everything that you have. Thank y'all very much. I'm TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast. And all I got to say is,